Hello again, everybody, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a part 2 video, if you will, on my Ibanez Rocket Roll Flying V from 1982. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say, if you're a subscriber, thank you for coming on back. Really appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. I would really love that. It would mean a lot to me. I am trying to expand this channel, really primarily after all my years in music and metal and waving the flag of metal. I am trying to give back and give some content to an audience and hopefully share an experience together. So with all that said, like, subscribe, all that other nonsense, the business stuff, that's out of the way. So let's get to talking about this guitar, which was made in Japan in 1982. I have a previous video on this where I do this guitar against a Solar A. I will put a link in the description for that, so if you haven't seen that video yet, please feel free. Please feel free to check it out. You know, talking isn't always that easy. So I'm not going to go over the history of the guitar. I'm not going to go over, what the guitar is comprised of, where it was made, and all that other good stuff. I did that already. I did that in the last video. This video is specifically about how this guitar was stolen, how this guitar was recovered. So, again, we're going back into the mid-'80s now, and I am very proud that this guitar has been on a couple of albums that I've been on. It's also graced some iconic stages like CB's in New York City, Great Gildersleeves in New York City, City Gardens in New Jersey, the Dirt Club in New Jersey, and others as well. So I'm really proud of where I've been able to take this guitar, or maybe where this guitar took me. However, we had a situation in the mid-'80s or so where the guitar got stolen from me. That's pretty sad. Nobody wants to have a guitar stolen. It's kind of like losing a family member when you think about it. I know I took it hard. I'm sure if you guys have had that experience, you've taken it hard too. So basically, to keep a long story kind of short for you guys, I was hanging out with my friend at the time. All right, I'm not going to give any names or anything like that. I really wasn't playing that much guitar. I was involved in music, but at the time, I was doing bass work for Sticks and Stones, doing some bass work for Agnostic Front, so six strings really wasn't where I was at the moment. I was playing bass. So the V, this red V that I showed you just before, ended up what was back then, certainly not now, a very good friend of mine's house, and I was doing a little bit of writing and actually teaching at that house and teaching him how to play guitar. His family was cool. They were always cool to me and my girlfriend, Barb, who's now my wife. All was good. They also had somebody else living in the house who was kind of like the strange, maybe not so savory uncle that lived there. The dude was really shady. For the sake of this video, we'll just call him Lazy Shady, just for the sake of the video. So I really decided I needed that guitar back. I wanted to do some work on my own, at my own home, and start doing some other writing again outside of the bass work that I was doing. And I called up my friend and said, hey man, can you bring over that guitar for me? I'd really appreciate it. I kind of need it back. I'm more than happy to teach you stuff. I'll just drive back and forth with it. You could also learn at my place as well. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. You got it, man. Thumbs up, okay, and all that other crap. The day would go by and there's no guitar delivery. I give it a couple of days, call up again, same thing. Hey, everything's fine. I'll be there in a couple of days or a day or in an hour, whatever it might be. Are you okay? And there was no guitar showing up at my doorstep again. No visits, no guitar, no nothing. So eventually I got really fed up and I said, hey, I'm going over to your house. I'm going to grab the guitar. I showed up and I said, hey, how you doing, man? I'm here to pick up the guitar. Hope everyone's doing well. And I could tell by the look on his face that something was terribly wrong. And then finally he came clean and said, well, my uncle, Lazy Shady, he kind of took off with the guitar. No one knows where he is. He has these problems, shall we say, which were, addiction issues, things like that, gambling issues, I believe, as well. He took it. Our guess is he probably sold it, and you'll never see it again. Sorry, dude. And I was just angry, pissed, but shoot, I was like 19 or 20 years old or whatever maybe 21, maybe, I'm not sure. And this is just the young and dumb shit that we do from time to time. And I screwed up by leaving something and where it shouldn't have been. And I got screwed, and that was that. Now we fast forward. I really don't remember if it was about 6 months or a year down the line. Honestly, I don't remember. But me and Barb were hanging out at Musician's Workshop, which was not an unusual occurrence. That was where I bought all my gear, strings, picks, you name it. Musician's Workshop was the place for me. That place was amazing. They had like 5 aisles of guitars. It was like going through a grocery store. But nonetheless, we're cruising through the store, looking at things that I would like to buy, even though I wasn't there to buy anything at the moment, just like window shopping. And Barb looks up and she says, "Hey, look at that guitar over there." That's, I said, "Oh, wow, look at that. That's one of those red Flying Vs that I had that was stolen from me." And we were both kind of looking at it, and I was ready to go on, move on and look at other stuff. I really wasn't out to buy anything. I was just looking. And she says, "I think that's your V." And I'm like, what on earth makes you think that's, my V? There's many of them made. I doubt that's my V. I think you're a little bit over anxious here. And she's, "No, check it out. Check out the dings. Those are your dings." And I said, really, I don't think so, whatever. But then she pointed out a ding in the back of the guitar, all right, which I will show you, which is specifically, hopefully you can see it here. It's this ding right there, all right? That was kind of a dead giveaway, believe it or not, because that ding matches my belt buckle that was still wearing to that day from where the guitar rubbed at. It was not so much a ding, it's actually a little gouge from that belt buckle. So I called over Raven, who works at Musician's Workshop at the time. We gave him the story, and he was like, "Wow, that's pretty crazy." We showed him the nick. I was still wearing the same belt and all that other stuff. And he was like, "I don't know if I really can't give it to you." He goes, "I believe you. You're a customer here. We know you. You buy all your stuff here." He goes, "But the problem is it's on consignment. So the person that gave it is expecting to get some money back." And I said, "Well, who did it? Who brought it?" He goes, "Well, I can't tell you that." And I said, "Well, was it Lazy Shady?" Of course, I was giving the real name at the time. He looked it up, and it was. So he called his boss, the owner of the store, who also knew me, and he said, "Look, I got to give this guy some money, and we have to have some money for it." He said he'll take a loss on it, but there has to be some sort of financial exchange. So they sold me the guitar back for $50, which was really a decent deal when you think about it. I didn't complain, and I was so happy to have it back. And it was really a miracle, some sort of heavy metal hammer of the gods miracle, that I was able to get this guitar back, to be able to find it in the same store that I always shop at. Really, the person that hawked the guitar was too stupid to know that if you live in the town and, in a specific town, and you steal something in a specific town, you really shouldn't put it in a shop in that same town, because there is some sort of odds that I might, track that guitar back down and, good things could happen. So my Ibanez is back. It's been with me for 41 years, and I'm happy to have it in my arsenal of guitars, or my family of guitars. So that's the story of how this guitar got stolen, how it got recovered, and how it has not lost my sight since I originally lost it. So, thank you for putting up with the story. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy it, there's going to be lots more content, again, talking is difficult, coming up onto this channel shortly. To close out, I'll just say I hope you stay very well, stay safe, stay metal as hell, and again, thank you for your continued support. You guys take care, all right? Bye now.